Hi and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT. How are you doing, brother? Everything cool?
Everything's all right. It's Arsenal, man. I'm tired. You think of the trip to Portugal, and it's just like, Robbie.
Well, we come here to talk about Arsenal, you know.
I know. It's just that.
Get your enthusiasm up, man. There's some big games coming up.
I've got no enthusiasm.
There's a big game coming up, man. It's big. Huge.
I love your enthusiasm.
Huge.
I can't share it with you. I'm sorry. I'm tired. What is the most famous saying that I have from your things about when's it gonna end? You know, and I'm feeling tired, man.
Hold up, before we get into that, right? I want you to watch this. Our guys again from 88 Sport have come with this one. Check it out.
Selhurst Park has the best atmosphere in the Premier League. Game that stands out for me, Istanbul, absolutely rocking for the whole 90 minutes. Huge reason for the great atmosphere on that night and across the whole season really at Selhurst Park are the ultras. They're singing 90 minutes non-stop and that really helps get the fans going.
So, if you want to comment on that, the link is in the description. Click on that link, go along to the video and comment if you think, you know, you don't really go with him. Crystal Palace, best atmosphere in the Premier League. He's pretty scathing about our atmosphere at the Emirates. He's pretty scathing about the atmosphere at Tottenham. Like he's saying our Crystal Palace, brilliant atmosphere. They have got a good atmosphere, haven't they?
Well, I'll break it down, right? First of all, I couldn't give a shit about Crystal Palace because they nicked my fucking hat. So they can go and get stuffed, right? So
was it Palace fans who nicked your hat?
Pussy holes. So, no, look, we all know the situation at Arsenal. Spurs are now at first hand seeing exactly what we've said all along, which is when you get your bigger stadium and you have more tourists, it doesn't become...
Oh, here we go.
No.
It's all the tourists' fault.
No. This is what you're not understanding, all right? God. I'm not blaming tourists. I'm not...
You just said.
I've got
straight away, your first thing you're saying is about tourists.
Because what happens is, you have an extra 30-odd thousand seats within the stadium and there's people that come along that are there for just one game. There are people there that don't... it just doesn't... I'm not the only person that says this or think this. This is not, please get this right, okay? This is not...
Tourists.
No. Don't try and pigeonhole me here or anything like that.
You said it, not me.
No, right? I say tourists, people that are day trippers and everything else, right? And I've got no problem with them because the amount of friends that we've made throughout the world and some of the sacrifices that some fans make, I've seen now, and it's like, wow, okay, fair enough. And they completely changed my opinion on them because from years ago, I had that mindset of, unless you go to the games, you're not a real fan. You don't know what we go through, etc., etc. And my opinion, that's changed because of going to all these different places around the world and stuff. Even when we went to Dubai, and there were people there that you just the love and the enthusiasm and the madness that they have for Arsenal is just like, wow, you're like me. Do you know what I mean? So, but when you go in these new stadiums, I suppose it's to do with like the, what's the word? What did Roy Keane call it? Prawn sandwiches.
Prawn sandwich brigade.
Yeah, you have
the corporate sections.
You have bigger corporate sections. Even when you go to the food in the normal sections at the Emirates, they're trying to put all this kind of gourmet stuff on, and it's like, give me a pie and chips. You know, cold winter's night, I want a bovril. It's like all them kind of things, but it just seems
so that's ruining the atmosphere.
No, but I'm just saying it just seems to have got away from that. Man. No, because what I'm saying is, Robbie, is that when you go to these littler stadiums, the smaller stadiums, shall we say, the less glamorous, right? You do get better atmospheres. Now, Tottenham, White Hart Lane, regardless, they had a great atmosphere. White Hart Lane was always a horrible place to go to. We had great times there. It was still a pretty hostile place, especially outside as well. But since they've gone to the new stadium, added an extra 30-odd thousand fans in the stadium, they're having nothing but problems. And they can't get an atmosphere. You know, all this famous yellow wall that they're going to replicate and everything else, it's nothing. There's no wall at all. It's already been knocked down.
So why is Palace's atmosphere so good then?
Because they're an old school stadium, old school club. And without being disrespectful, Palace are not one of the big sides. So they won't have loads of people coming over, for one-off day trips to go to Crystal Palace.
I think this day trip stuff is a bit of an excuse, if I'm being honest. I mean, I hear what you're saying. You are right when you say when it's a bigger ground, you have, massive corporate sections and stuff like that. And all right, yeah, there will be people who come there, maybe come to watch the game one-off. And maybe at a ground like Palace, maybe those are more, fans that are more, not many. They're not going to have as many. But I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason why Palace have a good atmosphere is because they've done something about it. So I don't know if it's the club or I don't know if it's like some people got together, they formed that ultras or whatever they call themselves at Palace, and they're behind the goal. They got their little section of about, say, couple hundred, 200-300 fans, and their aim is to make noise right throughout the game. And they do it, and they do it well. Actually, sometimes at Palace, the other sides of the ground are not as, those sides are quiet, but that section, they generate a lot of noise, right? So it creates a good atmosphere. What do Arsenal do? We're not doing nothing about it. And
we've got a section now, Block 26.
Yeah, but there's not been the effort like what you see at Palace, where it's very well organised.
I wouldn't say it's the effort of the
They're trying
the people.
to now. There's people now trying to. And what happens when people are trying to do things like some of those youngsters you see that, they try to get together, the Ashburton guys and that try to get together and they're trying to create atmosphere. You got people go, what you got to have drums for? Whoa. They're trying to do something about it. And I just feel that sometimes, the fans have to take it upon ourselves to do something about it. I went to PSG. That was one of the best atmospheres.
Oh, PSG was mad. Like
but
every
PSG
have
loads of day tripper fans because it's one of those type of clubs that there's lots of people going there. They want to see Mbappe, they want to see Neymar. It's the hottest ticket in town. They want to go there. They get loads of day trippers. But the difference is when the day trippers turn up and they see the atmosphere, they feel obliged to carry get involved in it because they're like, wow, listen, amazing atmosphere here. I can't stand up. Everybody's jumping. When I went to Dortmund, right, we went there one time we did a bit on their atmosphere. It wasn't an Arsenal game. I went to Dortmund. I found myself jumping in that because everybody else was. You had to, right? But if you come to a ground where everybody's just not doing anything, then you think to yourself, I've had fans say to me that they've come from abroad, come to Arsenal, got up, started singing, and it's Arsenal, and someone said, sit down. Trying to watch a bloody game, mate. Sit down. And you've seen stuff like that, haven't you?
I have.
So that's why to me, I don't want to blame no day trippers. It's not their fault. It's our fault.
You know what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to word across.
You know what? It's our fault to go there week in, week out. We need to do something about it, and we're not doing enough.
But then I don't agree with that either. That's not our fault either, because a lot of fans do try doing something, and then again, you stand up, you got told to sit down.
That's true as well.
And if you don't sit down, what do the stewards come over? They walk over like Nazis and take your season ticket book.
You are right with that, and that is a big problem. A big problem at Arsenal. I've spoken to the stewards about that, and the stewards are like, yeah, we don't want to be throwing people out. We don't want to be telling people to sit down, but we got people upstairs in the CCTV thing telling us to tell people to sit down. So that, again, ruins the atmosphere. But at Palace, I think those section of fans have worked with the club and they generate an atmosphere. But on the whole, the atmosphere in grounds in this country, the atmosphere is terrible. And I say this time and time again, even when people pinpoint grounds that have got, say, supposedly good atmospheres, I say to them a lot of times, it's only good for most teams when they're doing well. So if a team's winning, everyone's singing and that. You go to that same ground and they'd be like 2-0 down. They're all quiet. It never used to be like that. It used to be like you're 2-0 down. People are still singing, trying to encourage the team. So, but is Palace the best? Would you say they're the best in the Premier League? It's that section, really, isn't it? At Palace,
yeah, it's just.
But
that
does generate a good atmosphere. But Leicester's quite good.
Leicester, yeah.
Even though, then again, people moaning about those clappers and they hate that.
Them things, Jesus Christ.
But it generates an atmosphere. It's something, isn't it? It's better than quiet.
Yeah, it
then
is.
Then you got, what other places?
I've enjoyed Bournemouth when I've been there. I think it's a nice little ground. It's not
But it's
hostile
not
or...
great atmosphere.
No,
And
I
that's
just
the
think
other
it's a
thing. Nearly
nice
every
little-
ground you go to, the away fans make more noise than the home fans.
Everton. I like
But I've been to Everton. It's been, you could hear a pin
Oh,
drop.
I'm saying when it's rocking.
Yeah, when they're
under
winning,
the lights,
when they're
you've got
doing
the
well.
Gladys Street Road.
When
end
they're
and
doing
it's-
well, Liverpool's supposed to be like, everybody pinpoints Liverpool says, but I've been to Liverpool. If they're not doing great
No,
as well,
no.
it's not that great.
Yeah, they
you know what
sing
I mean?
You Never Walk Alone and then they're quiet.
You know, the other day, you know, when we was, you know, the 5-2, they didn't really come to life until
4-2.
they started. The 5-5, sorry, I keep forgetting. They didn't really come to life until
I
later
know what
on in
you're
the
saying.
game, did they? So,
Yeah, there's-
I don't know. You compare the
few.
atmospheres.
I thought Sheffield United was decent.
Sheffield United was brilliant.
I thought that was decent.
But is that because it's a smaller team playing a big team in Arsenal, so they've got nothing to lose? Is it like that every week? Would it be like that when they play Burnley? You know what I mean? That's the other thing. Will it be like that when they've been in the Premier League for 2-3 years and the novelty wears off a bit? That's the other thing. Whereas
wait and see.
you go to those grounds in Europe, it's like that all the time.
Yeah,
they
we'll
could
wait
be
and see.
winning,
We'll wait
losing.
and see.
You know?
Aston Villa, that's another one. But again, dependent on the result.
Yeah. So listen, I want to find out from you guys, what's the best atmosphere?
That's taking up a whole podcast.
It is. What's the best atmosphere in the Premier League? And also check that video out. Go and comment on it. Tell them that we sent you over there at 888 Sport. There's going to be a good atmosphere on Saturday up there at Leicester. Leicester are absolutely flying, third in the league, battering teams 9-0. Palace, who we drew with 2-2, they went to their place, beat them 2-0. They're on fire at the moment. They're playing brilliant football. Vardy, top goal scorer in the league. They got Maddison. They got was it Sionku at the back?
Mate.
Johnny Evans, who all the Arsenal fans were hating on in the summer when there was a possibility that we could have signed him. No way, we don't want him. He's playing at the moment brilliantly in defence.
Look.
You know, they are, you know, Brendan Rodgers, who when was suggested that, you know, by many people, what about Brendan Rodgers at Arsenal? Oh, no chance. What's he done? Oh, Celtic, I could win that league.
Why does he turn into some like middle-aged
You know what I'm
guy?
saying? I'm sure I heard you say that.
What about Brendan
When
Rodgers?
Brendan Rodgers was suggested,
No, it didn't.
man,
Wasn't me.
He won with
Wasn't me
Celtic.
at all.
I
Wasn't
could
me
win
at
that
all.
league.
Wasn't me at all.
You sure?
I never tweeted out or nothing.
No, on this show, I'm sure if we spoke,
No.
we spoke about Brendan Rodgers, and I was saying he was a good manager.
We've spoken
and
a
you were
lot.
saying,
We've
you
spoken
don't
a
remember
lot.
that, innit?
I
You were
can't
saying,
remember
well, it's the Scottish league.
Listen.
I could win that with DTFC
But
if you give it a.
I'm not getting into this whole... You're making me feel like... I'm dreading it even more just by your little...
You that frightened of this game?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm tired, Robbie. I'm genuinely tired. I'm drained.
Have a lie down, man.
Bloody need it. It's you know what it is, right? It's becoming like really tiresome to go to matches and watch Arsenal because you know what is coming. You know what to expect. You know that there's going to be one name in the team sheet that's going to piss you off. He's going to do something. And that's how it's got now. It feels like the end period of Wenger, where you're just waiting for the inevitable to happen. Just change. I'm tired, man. I'm genuinely tired of it. We all travelled out there on Wednesday to Portugal. Yes, lovely. Portugal, beautiful country, one of my most favourite destinations. And weather was crap. The kickoff time was crap. The competition's crap. The performance is crap. The only thing that was decent was my room service. Do you know what I mean? And that's food, by the way, before anyone tries anything. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's boring, man. Are you genuinely, is there any part of you that's feeling to yourself like, I can't wait to get in the car on Saturday and I can't wait to go to Leicester and I'm so excited about seeing the team line up and I'm excited to see how we set up and how we're going to play. I'm already in my mind.
I can't wait to go to Leicester.
I know Leicester itself.
Because my daughter's up there. She goes to uni, so I'll get to see her at least. That would be something.
There you go. You know what I mean?
Something positive out of it. But yeah, you are right. I mean, yeah.
It's tiresome. And you already kind of know what's going to happen. And this does have that feel.
What's going to happen?
We're going to get beat. We're going to get beat. That is my mind. I hate feeling like that as a fan. I don't want us to get beat. I would love for us to put a performance in. And we're all falling over chairs and celebrating and coming out afterwards and going, what happened there? Oh my God, he was so good. He was good. Unai Emery got his tactics spot on. What a brilliant substitution. I'd love to be coming out and doing all that. But I know that around about 7:30 on Saturday night, you're going to be like, DT, disappointing result again. And I'm going to be like, fucking had enough. You know it's probably going to happen. That's how they're making us feel. And this has been going on since Crystal Palace at home, last season at the Emirates, and that run all the way through to the end of the season going into this. When have we played well? When have we gone away from home and actually turned up and torn a team apart and done our business? We even went to Anfield and scored 5 and still lost.
I know one thing, like we've gone away from home, we've done well in other competitions, the Europa League, but in the Premier League, it's been very, very poor.
Before Emery was here, it's been about 3 to 4 years of crap. When was the last time we beat a top 6 side away from home?
We haven't.
Man City. Santi Cazorla penalty and the free kick that Giroud flicked in.
It's about 4 years ago now, isn't it?
Jesus Christ, I think you had under 500,000 subscribers then.
Oh, yeah, we did.
So long ago. That's what I'm trying to say to you, Robbie. It's dreadful. It's poor. It's crap. I'm not excited. And like I said, we're going to get there, and an hour before kickoff, we're going to look at the team sheet, and I can guarantee he's done something that winds one of us up.
Why is it so dead at the moment? Because the other day when we went to Victoria, right, I saw a stat after the game where we only got one shot into the box. I think it was,
and that was the goal.
One decisive shot into the box. One shot into the box. Well, not even decisive shot. One shot into the box. And that was the goal. That was which was a set piece, by the way. That was not a move. That was a set piece. Another brilliant Pepe delivery, and Mustafi gets on the end of it and scores, right? Why is it that these players of a lot of ability, there's a lot of ability out there, it just doesn't seem that we can get the ball. You know, how many times did Pepe get the ball in behind? How many times I saw Paul Martinelli, he was running, he was making moves, he was dropping back, he was going left, going right. Nothing came to him. He hardly touched the ball.
It stems from the management.
Then Lacazette came on. Same thing. I don't even think he touched the ball. You know, he got the ball one time, his back's to the goal. A couple of players surrounded him. That was it. You know, I mean, there's no creativity. There's no
nothing.
Why is that? What is it? Is it the style? We tried to go with a different formation of 3 at the back, which it seemed like a back 5, because the wing backs never ever got forward in the game.
No, I think the wing backs never got forward because they were too scared of leaving the defence exposed. Tactically, it's just not working. Nothing's working. The players are not carrying out the manager's instructions, and it's just
are they?
It's a mess.
Are you sure his instructions ain't to be quiet? Because we know he's pragmatic.
Pragmatic? My God.
Because his style of play is, first of all, we know from looking at it this season, he wants them to play it out from the back. Literally every time. There doesn't seem to be a plan to go long. It's play out from the back, play out from the back. When we play out from the back, we take ages to transition the ball. Then when it gets to the midfielders, they're not moving the ball far forward very quickly. You know what I mean? They're just messing around with it.
We're a very easy team to play against because a team can literally just sit there and watch us do all our pretty patterns across the midfield and say, okay, cool, let's just sit here and wait. They're going to break us down. Good luck. Go on then. And we don't. We go right, middle, left, middle, right. It's slow. It's boring.
I mean, Victoria, that was their first point. And in the whole tournament, and they should have, let's have it right. They should have got at least a point against us in the first leg.
Let's have it right. They should have beaten us on, and they said Thursday, Wednesday, whenever the hell the game was.
Yeah, because they had all the chances.
That's what I mean. And then you listen. Again, I'm going to revert it back to the end times of Wenger, and I'm not comparing the two or anything like that. But you remember towards the end of Wenger's time in charge, he used to say things. He used to sit there watching interviews and he used to be like, shut up. please stop talking. Don't say it anymore. You're digging a bigger hole for yourself. Stop talking. And he started coming out with them clothes, the references about being naked and all these kind of it's like, what are you doing? Now you listen to Emery talking, and he starts talking about how the team, tactically were set up correct. And I'm sitting there like, what game are you watching? In that first half, I watched them smack the woodwork a couple of times, and I watched them have clear one-on-one headers in the box and chances. And they should have been two minimum.
Martin has made a couple of good saves.
They should have been minimum 2 goals ahead of us. And then you go back to the game against Wolves, and he sits there after the game of that, and he says the same thing.
Carried out the tactics.
What tactics? To let him have loads of chances? What? Just because the team don't take a chance don't mean your tactics have worked. Because you play against a better team, they're going to cut you apart. If we play like we have done against Wolves, Vitoria, all these teams when we play Liverpool and Man City, and because we have got Man City coming up soon and whatnot, what do you think they're going to do to us?
Don't worry about that. What about Leicester?
Yeah, no.
How they put 9 past the team. No one's done that yet. And that was away from home.
Yeah.
And they're at home this weekend. And, obviously, they haven't had no European football this week.
No, Jamie Vardy's going to have a party.
Right, they'll be sitting, chilling, waiting. You know what I mean? They're full of confidence. They're full of swagger. They deservedly in 3rd place. If we go there, and I suppose where I agree with you is that I don't see the signs because basically it's how we've been playing all season. So unless he makes a drastic change of formation and just says to them, maybe the tactics might be just to say, for this game we're going for it. Going to play 3 up front, the 3, Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Pepe. Throw you guys up front. Going to put Ozil in behind. Guendouzi, Torreira, you lot protect the back 4 and we're going to have a go. I'd like to see him just do that. Because if we go there with our same old passive, pragmatic style, we'll get destroyed.
We will.
And
we will.
Fans will start turning on him. I mean, the one thing I haven't seen yet, which you did see towards the end of Arsene Wenger, I've not heard any chants or anything like that, despite, media trying to make out the fans have been. I've not heard, we want Emery out and things like that. I've not heard anything like that at any game.
We take a pasting on Saturday, you probably will.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think this game is absolutely huge for Unai Emery. I think if he wins this game, it could be a turning point. Fans might turn around and say, okay, especially if we won well. If we went there and put in a performance and won well, fans might be like, well, that's what we've been waiting to see. Yes, at last. And hopefully that's a turning point. But if we go there and we see what we saw against Sheffield United, what we saw against Wolves, what we saw against Aston Villa, what we saw against Burnley, what we saw against Crystal Palace.
What we saw against everyone.
Right? If we go there and we see that and we get turned over badly, it could be curtains, isn't it?
Yeah.
For Unai Emery. I mean, there's a lot of suggestions that the club have said, listen, no matter what, they're going to give him till the end of the season.
I'm telling you now, if we get beaten and it's another humiliating show and performance by us, we go into that international break and Unai Emery's still in a job, I'm bringing a banner out every single game after the international break until he's gone. Because I don't see no change, no difference.
Although, wasn't it you who was saying that when he comes in, we've got to give him a minimum 3 years?
But you also got to look at the context of it.
You said a minimum 3 years.
Do not be an out of context, all right?
This is not out of context. I'm just going what you said.
Right. When the new manager comes in...
You've got to have patience.
Right, listen to me, Robbie. All right?
No, I'm listening.
Manager comes in, give him his time. There's no problem with that. Give him 3 years minimum.
3 years,
right?
minimum.
Yeah, let him rebuild.
Let's have patience.
But during this period of rebuilding, you have to see progress. You have to see that, the club has an identity. They have a way of going forward. There's a bad patch and there's 18 months of being shit. All right?
You weren't saying that when we was on that run.
Listen, right at the very beginning.
When we was on that great run.
Listen, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was on a great run at the beginning. Yeah? And then now look at him. What I'm saying is that you look at managers that have come in, right? You look at Guardiola went in Man City, Klopp went in at Liverpool, yeah? Within the first year and a half, you could see an identity to those sides Guardiola turned round. First season, I think he brought Bravo in goal. Within that first season, went not good enough. Edison's coming in. I need to bring.
You've got loads of unlimited funds.
It doesn't matter. You still got to go and develop them. You still got to have something about you. He showed an identity within the second season. Bang, went and done what they had to do. Liverpool's the best case.
How many seasons did it take him to get that into shape?
Wait there. But within his first full season, you started to really see what Liverpool.
First full season, he got to the final Europa League. Was that the first season?
No, I think that was when he came part of the way through, and they finished 8th.
And then he got to the final Europa League, lost that. Right, same as what Emery done. Right, but he's been given time.
But then the next season, you were seeing development. You were seeing a style to the way Liverpool played. They were attacking. The biggest issue Liverpool had was that they could score 4, but they could concede 5.
Sounds like a lot like us, isn't it?
We could just about score 1.
We scored 5 at Liverpool.
Yeah, and we still lost. But what I'm telling you,
that's what I'm saying.
But it's not every week, Robbie. We're not sitting there going, yeah, you know what? We've got an identity. We're playing such amazing attacking football and everything else.
He came in, I remember you saying, we've got to be patient with this guy. We've got to give him a minimum of 3 years.
Yes, but I've seen nothing in the time we were here.
On.
But I've seen nothing.
Hold on.
No.
Right? I'm not. How am I taking this out of context? Is what you said.
You are. Because...
Wait a minute. Let me talk for a minute, right? I'm not taking it out of context because you said it. You go, he should get 3 years. So if you're going to give him...
If there is something...
He got to the final of the... remember last season, at the start of the season, nobody expected him with that team to get into the top 4, did they? Be honest. At the start... No, listen. At the start of the season, most fans and all the pundits, right, when they were asked about where they think Arsenal will finish, everybody said 6th. True or false?
I didn't.
You thought that team would get into the top 4 last season?
I thought we could, with the strikers.
No. Did you think that was good enough to get into the top 4?
We could have pushed them.
Nah, everybody was predicting that we would not get into the top 4. No. We didn't get into the top 4. I agree with what you said. We should have in the end, but we didn't. And we got to the final of a cup competition and we lost in the final, right?
Battered, humiliated,
season number 2 now, right? We're in November. Season started in August, remember, mid-August.
Whoa.
August, September, October. November's just started, by the way. So really 2.5 months. Yeah? There's still a long way to go. You still November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So we're about a third of the way through the season, yeah? It's been a terrible start. It's been a poor start. We've drawn, we've only lost, I think we lost 2 games, isn't it? Drawn a lot of games that we should have won. The style of football is not great, but we are on the verge of qualifying for the Europa League next stage. And we sit 5th in the table as it stands before the game at Leicester. Right? So if you're saying, be patient, give him 3 years, you've got to stick by that. And it's not...
No, why do I have to stick by it?
We're not even giving the guy till Christmas.
Why do I have to stick by it?
Because you said it. Hold on,
No, because
let me finish.
No, because things change in life.
You said it.
Yes, but things change. It's like getting married. You get married through sickness in health till death do us part. Then she cheats on you. Oh, yeah, but I gave my wedding vows and I'm going to stick with her. No, fuck off. Get in the bin.
He's not cheated on you. It's a difference. That's a
What are you on about?
That's a bit different.
It isn't. It's the same
If you were going to compare it to a marriage, you'd be better off in saying that you get married to the person, you thought there was a big love, but as you're going along, you're starting to realise
that she's shit and you want to divorce.
You're starting to realise, right, that there's a lot of things you're not compatible with and that. But if you're there's people that will still have a successful marriage because they'll work on it. So you should be working on it. You should be working on it.
You might like boring sex, yeah, but I'm not going to I don't like it, yeah. The sex is boring, all right? It's like they turn over, I'll go to sleep. You might as well be in the spare room, all right? I don't want to be in the spare room.
You said you're going to give the guy 3 years.
I want a new wife, okay?
It's a bit it's the same thing.
And it's that simple.
Earlier on, I did a show with Troops, and now it's the same thing. And the 2 of you are the same, man. The flip-flops.
Get out of here about flip-flops, man.
Flip-flops.
You got splinters in your ass with the fence you sit on, man.
You turn round, right, and you said, we want to give this guy 3 years. We have to be patient.
But things change.
He's going through a bad patch.
Bad patch. Are you mad? How big is this patch?
All right, if he
It's
wins,
crap.
if he wins on Saturday,
Paper in the cracks.
if he wins on Saturday, a good win against Leicester. Remember, that's a difficult place to go.
Paper
we all
in the
acknowledge
cracks.
that. You'd still sack him after beating Leicester.
You would. I would. Because it's now time to actually grow a pair of balls, yeah? Get the divorce papers out, right? And move on. Because if you don't, it's too late.
So why chat rubbish about 3 years?
No,
So you didn't mean it.
No, because at the beginning,
You didn't
that's
mean
what
it.
you do. No, you do. But
So
you've
you
got
just-
to
at the-
see.
in the beginning, you're just chatting
No,
anything.
stop waffling, Captain Birdseye.
How am I waffling?
Right?
I'm saying what
Because
you
I'm trying
said.
telling you.
You flip-flop.
Oh, my life.
It's what you said.
I'll lick you with a flip-flop if you carry
You
on.
said it.
Listen to me, yeah? What I'm trying to tell you is that it's all well and good. At the very beginning, you stick by him, 3 years, let's go and everything. But you've got to see something that shows that you're going to progress.
He's going for
Robbie, I'm not seeing anything. It's not just on the pitch, it's off the pitch. He's lost the dressing room.
How do you know?
You can tell
in
he's
it?
lost the dressing room. You can tell he's lost the dressing
you in
room.
there, are you?
Look at the situation. I might as well be. Look at the whole situation over Granit Xhaka. Look at that. Look at the Mesut Ozil situation. And let's go and look at the man's track record. Again, I refer it to a marriage, yeah? You meet a woman, everyone's saying, don't marry that. Don't marry that. Sleeps around. Does all these things. Yeah, but it's different with me though, bruv. It's different with me though. She's going to be faithful. She's going to be this. She's going to be that. And then when it all goes wrong, you remember the past. So let's go and look at Emery's past. Ozil, the Xhaka situation. Remember Mbappe. Remember Ben Arfa. This ain't the first time this has happened
Ben
with
Arfa's
him.
a troublemaker. We know that.
What are you on about? Ben Arfa,
was.
is Ben Arfa having any problems at his club in France now? Remember the season he had last year and we played against him?
He's not at PSG, is he?
Why was
He's
he
no
not
longer at
Why was he
PSG. I
not?
don't think he's at Rennes no more either.
What
But
did
he's
he
not
do?
at PSG, is he?
What did he do when he was at
How many
PSG?
clubs has he been at? Everywhere he's been, he's caused problems.
Exactly. So it's just like that wife. How many man she been for?
No, but
Nah, mate.
Ben Arfa.
Nah.
Everywhere Ben Arfa's been, he's caused problems.
All right, what about
Neymar?
Mbappe?
You're going to say with Neymar, right? It was not Mbappe who was causing
No,
problems. It was Neymar.
No, he nullified
Neymar.
Mbappe.
The fans.
He nullified Mbappe.
The fans want Neymar to go, even though he's a great player.
He nullified Mbappe. He basically...
Well, he's a top goal scorer in that season, wasn't he?
No. He only, I think, do you know what? I see some stat yesterday, actually. Someone was saying to me
He's a
that
Mr. Stat man,
Emery's last season, I think Mbappe scored about 12 goals or something.
Stat man,
and
really.
then the season after was 30-something. Because he suffocated him.
So if
he
you...
doesn't, people that I've spoke to, right? And I've spoken to people that watch French football, Spanish football, and know the ins and outs of certain things. And they've said he suffocates attacking football.
So if you knew all this, why did you say to
I
give him
didn't
3
know it.
years?
I only know it now.
So you were
Do you know
chatting
what I mean?
crap. You admit
So
then you were
again,
chatting rubbish.
When
You were chatting
what did I
rubbish
say
at the
to you?
beginning.
Again, no, it's not chatting rubbish.
You
because
just said you only know it now.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Do you know what I mean? And
No,
again,
knowledge is a wonderful thing.
No, because you can't. Like
Knowledge
I said to
is
you,
a wonderful
you refer
thing.
it back to a wedding.
You wanted to get
refer
rid
it
of
back to
Arsene
a marriage.
Wenger. You want to
When
bring this guy in.
Look, what is it Arsene Wenger once said? He said that everyone believes they've got the prettiest wife at home. Yeah? So at the end of the day, yeah, you could meet your woman, childhood sweetheart of when you were 16-year-old, yeah, 17, 18 from high school, you're the same age, beautiful
What's
looking
analogies
girl,
supposed to go?
all this kind of stuff. She's
Where you go with
beautiful.
this?
And what I'm saying is, then all of a sudden when she gets to 40 and she's wrinkly and knees are hanging down here and she's not what she used to be,
Well, you dump her, do you?
I'm saying it might be time for change. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're revealing a lot of your character. On
No,
this program,
there ain't no
you know what I mean?
character. I'm just trying
You know
to
what I
say
mean?
what
As a
people...
real loyal person, you know what I mean? You just dump her. You know what I mean? She's wrinkled up.
No.
You've been with her since she was 16 to 40, and now she's got a few wrinkles on her. Now
What's
you
it
dump-
Claude says?
It's time to go.
Yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go.
This guy,
It's
man.
like,
Listen,
but no,
at
but
the
I'm
end of
saying-
the day,
no,
right?
But what I was trying to get to you
What happened to-
is that you never know. You can't tell the future. If you did, I would have the lottery numbers. I would have your bank account details.
He could bounce back. Listen,
Nah,
whatever
mate.
happened to patience in football? Remember, I don't know if you remember all those years ago, Sir Alex Ferguson, when he first came in at Manchester United.
Ain't happening anymore.
Went through a horrible patch, right? Lots and lots of fans at that time were talking about he should go.
Yep.
They should get rid of him. He's no good. He was managing in Scotland for Aberdeen. This job's too big for him. Why did we get this guy? But the board stuck by him. They said, we're going for a rough patch at the moment. We stuck by him. They stuck by him. And the rest is history. The man won everything. He won the treble. He won everything there was. He made Manchester United into a dominant force.
I don't mean to break this to you, Robbie, but
hold
we're
on.
not Man United, and this is not that time anymore.
The point I'm trying to make, right?
The point
I'm trying to make sometimes is patience, because the guy's going for a really bad patch at the moment. Don't get me wrong. I'm on his case. I'm hating the style of football I'm seeing at the moment, right? And I'm on the verge of saying, you know what, we should be pressing the button on this guy. But he also has a contract. Does he not deserve at least till Christmas?
No, because
to see if he can turn things around.
Do you want me to tell you why you're contradictory? Do you want me to tell you why you're contradictory? Because you sit there and you give all this spiel about we should give him till Christmas. No, I ain't got ready to push the button yet. I ain't ready to push that button. Allegri's available tomorrow and he's got the chance to take the job. Look at you smiling. You know I've got you on this one as well. If you had the chance to take Allegri tomorrow, would you say bye-bye?
I don't know.
Yes, I got you.
I think. Listen, that's a bit of a different story, because if no, hold on.
He's wounded.
No. So I'm gonna be the honest. I'm gonna tell you the honest truth, right? If I was in charge, and Allegri's people turn around to me and said, you know what, he is available right now, I would then press the button, because I'd look on it and I'd say to myself, he's an elite manager, and the situation we're in, we're going to have to go for this guy, right? But Allegri's not available at the moment, right? Allegri's not available. He's not available till at least the end of the season. So who is available? You said in your interview the other day, Mourinho, you said you'd rather have Arsene Wenger back. So what would you know, and you could remove Emery and then you could be, you know, I've heard a lot of people suggesting Freddie Ljungberg, but Ljungberg's got no experience. We don't know what he's going to do. That still might not get us in the top four.
Can't be worse.
So should we then maybe think and just say to ourselves, if I was in charge of Arsenal right now, I'd be pulling him in and I'd be saying, that Leicester game, I want to see a massive improvement and I want to see a change in the style of football at Arsenal. Because remember, he's the head coach. He's not a manager. He's a head coach. So I'll be saying to him, I want to see a change in the style and I want to see you getting the best out of these players, or we're going to have to consider your future, you know? But I think I'd give him till Christmas.
Unless Allegri's available.
If Allegri was available, that's a different story. That's a different story. Because you know what, how I'd look on it then is, obviously it's a business and you want to get into the Champions League, and I'd be looking at it and thinking to myself, wow, you know what? We missed out on Klopp. We missed out on Guardiola. This guy's available. My man's contract is running out at the end of the season. Let's just pay him off and make that move now. I would, in that case. The point, listen, I'm not even completely disagreeing with you. I'm playing a little bit of a devil's advocate here.
Oh, there's a surprise.
But what I am saying is the patience has gone from fans, isn't it?
It has.
Because no, but we're
telling you.
Patience
has gone.
But don't we deserve to be a little bit more patient?
No.
Because if it was the other way round and he was doing brilliantly, yeah, he was really storming it, and then Real Madrid came and he turned around and said, actually, I'm off. We'd all be slating him and saying, "Oh, you're under contract. Robbie, you that." No, it's the same, innit? It's the truth.
Because what you've got to remember is that we've gone through years of this. That's why there's no patience, because we waited long enough under Arsene Wenger for change. And then we finally got change, and then it's going all, and we're just sitting and we're like, come on, man. And it's not like you ain't got the tools at your disposal.
Okay, let me put this to you then. So, this scenario. Game on Saturday. We got to Leicester. Leicester pummel us 3-4. Humiliating defeat. Sunday, it's announced that Unai Emery has left. New manager announced, Jose Mourinho.
I've got 2 weeks for the international break before I answer that.
No, you've got to answer it now.
I said I wouldn't have to.
You want change. You want change, right? You beat that.
It's the international break, isn't it? It's the international break. Right. If Jose Mourinho is announced as the manager on the Sunday, I'm going to Dubai. Sunday night.
You're still going to have to come back.
Yeah, no, but it'd be
so when you come back, would you get behind Jose Mourinho?
You'd have to. Have to.
Because what you were saying earlier,
look, because I'm not the only person, and there's a lot of people that don't want Jose Mourinho, and
it could be him though.
Now I'm going to look at this from a footballing perspective, all right? Not perspective of everything he said about the club and Arsenal and the arguments and everything else. If you could turn around to me now, if we had a crystal ball and you said you will get the Jose Mourinho from Chelsea, yeah, I take him. It's a winner. Played good football. Brilliant. You give me the Jose Mourinho from that last year at Man United and all the shit we were laughing at. Nah, I'd rather Freddie get it.
So you take Mourinho after all the things. Bit like your analogy you said with the woman, right? You know what I mean? Woman should be slating you off all your life.
Yeah, but if you find out she got bare money,
bad minding you,
right,
hating on you, and then you're gonna get married to her.
But if she can further my career,
but you got no morals, man.
You know what I mean? It's like if you could as long as there ain't a prenup in there, we're all good.
So you lie down with Mourinho.
Listen, Robbie. Listen, like I told you, yeah.
You told me.
No,
you're flip-flop.
No, because you're telling me.
You told me the other night you would rather have Wenger
give me
back.
Your shoes. I'm gonna clap him around his head.
You said the other day you would rather have Arsene Wenger back.
I'm telling you,
you would rather have Arsene Wenger back than have Mourinho.
What have you just told me?
Now you're telling me you have him.
You just told me. You said he is the manager. Right? So if I wake up and he's the manager, there's nothing I can do about it. He is the manager. If you're asking me, do you want him as manager? Would you welcome him? No. Your question was, he is the manager. There's nothing we can do about it.
All right, there's some choices then. So I'll tell you, they throw up some choices. So you can have either Mourinho or Eddie Howe. Who would you take?
Mate, shut up.
What?
You ain't getting Eddie Howe out of Bournemouth even.
No, let's just say...
No, I'll take Eddie Howe.
I don't believe you.
Oh, you better believe me.
Mourinho or... Another manager I've heard suggested actually has been Rafa Benitez. People have been suggesting.
Rafa.
But are those guys... You're talking about a style of football.
Yeah, I know.
Rafa's not going to be improved to start. Nor is Mourinho, by the way.
No, it's Mourinho.
Is he going to improve the style of football?
This is the thing. These are the arguments that I've had. And I think that we're in such
You're all over the place, aren't you?
No, I'm not over the place.
You're all over. You don't know what you want.
I know what I want.
You don't know what you want this week.
I know what I want.
No, you're all over the place.
Shush.
You want to get rid of the manager. But you're all over the place. You don't know
I'm not all over the place. I know who I want. I've told you countless times who I want.
But
so what are you on about?
You're not available.
Hold on a minute. Eddie Howe ain't available. You just threw his hat in the mix.
I just threw that as a scenario. But I'm just
shut
saying,
up then, man.
All the managers that you're talking about, you want the guy from Ajax. He's not available. He's in the Champions League.
Go get him.
Ajax are top of the league. They're in the Champions League.
Wait till the end of the season. Wait till the end of the season. Give it to Freddie.
You convinced Freddie would get... Then you may as well stick with the manager.
Why would you stick with the manager?
It's because, you think Freddie's going to get us into the Champions League? You don't know. That's a big gamble as well.
It's a bigger gamble. It's a bigger gamble keeping Emery there.
How do you know?
And at the end of the day, like you always say, if you don't know, if you don't try, you don't know.
Bit of patience though sometimes.
We've had long enough. It's not like he just took over at the start of the season. My God, man.
You're a flip-flop, man.
No, people, listen, let us know in the comment section, what do you think? Would you like to see, as Arsenal Zoom, if Unai Emery gets sacked on Sunday, would you rather see Freddie or Mourinho?
How dare you? How dare you be, coming in my comment section?
Coming in my comment section.
You behave yourself, man. I tell people about the comment section. You know where
I'm doing it.
You know where
I represent my fucking self, and I'm doing it today. I'm doing this, yeah?
You've got no patience. This is
the thing. I have got patience.
The point I'm trying to make, right, is that football fans nowadays have no patience.
We've been patient long
whatsoever.
We've been patient long enough.
Guy's been here a season and about 3 and odd months, and he's trying. He's going.
Do you want me to tell you
a lot of managers go through a bad patch. A lot of managers go through a bad patch. That manager last year, they have sacked him now, but last year he's going for a really bad patch. The one at Bayern.
Yeah,
they didn't get rid of him.
Big club mentality.
They kept him. And
big
what
club
happened?
Mentality.
Hold on, he was struggling. They kept him. What happened? They won the league.
Big club. Oh,
they won the league.
Yeah,
did they or not?
Germany.
They won the league. There you go. That's what he said about. That's how you was against Brendan Rodgers.
No.
You see that? Oh, in Germany.
Germany. No. Right? Listen, I'm telling you.
See?
Big club
that's
mentality.
The same
Unai
way with the
Emery,
Brendan Rodgers thing.
Unai Emery is done at Arsenal, in my opinion. He can't change it. He's lost the dressing room.
He might not be able to. He might not be able to. You might be right.
It's done.
I don't think he's lost the fans yet.
Oh, he has.
There's big murmurings, but because as I said, I've not been to a ground and heard fans singing "We want Emery out" or nothing. Have you?
Not yet.
You ain't heard that, have you?
I've heard a few people sing it, but only.
No, I've not heard that. There's definitely murmurings. I mean, you speak to fans, they're like, "Oh, Robbie, I'm not sure he's the right guy." Fans have come on AFTV and said, I think it's time for him to go. Or fans have said, if you don't start turning things around soon, we should get rid of him. But I don't think there's no banners, there's no
chance for him to placards and stuff.
Yeah,
although we have to be careful though as well, Robbie, because things we say on AFTV, certain people in the media might jump on it and think we're bad people.
Yeah. We'll touch on that.
Yeah, let's touch on it.
But if Emery wins, I still just want to find that out. So if he wins on Saturday,
then it's like a stay of execution. It's like being on death row, isn't it? And you're strapped up to the chair.
Another analogy.
And then 5 minutes before, the little red phone rings. The district judge has turned around and said, "No, he's got a stay of execution." Cool. That's what it is. I've got all of them today, haven't I?
Will we win against Leicester?
No. I'm sorry.
No chance?
My heart will always say we'll win. My heart always tells me we're going to win. It's going to get the 3 points. Yes, great performance. But my head's telling me, nope. We're going to come out of there.
Got the players to pull it off.
We've got the players. We ain't got the manager.
Well, you know what? I hope that come the game on Saturday that he has a change.
I would love to see you smiling. I would love to see your head glistening in the lights and smile on your face and so happy and be like, DT, what a result today. And I know the first thing you'll probably come out of your mouth as well will be like, so Unai Emery, gonna keep him in the job, are we? Yeah. You just know what he's gonna come out with. You kind of know it already, but and it's like, yeah, listen.
We ask the questions that people want to hear.
Leicester, man. Leicester, it brings back memories for me because that's my first ever AFTV interview.
Oh, yeah?
It was Leicester, yeah. I came out of there.
Did we win?
We drew. Yaya Sanogo was playing. And I was fuming.
We were attacking better with Sanogo.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying the other day. We've got Pepe, Lacazette and Aubameyang, and we attacked better when we had Giroud up front. It is pretty... Listen, I agree with all what you're saying. It's pretty damning. The style of football, the way... I love that fan that we had on the other night. Remember that black guy who came on the other night? He was brilliant.
Yeah,
the way he broke it down. And the point that he
very
made...
good what he was saying.
The point that he made that was really, really fascinating. He said, look, if you look at Lampard, he's gone in at Chelsea... You can see his philosophy. You can see what they're trying to do. If you look at, it was the other one he said.
He's mentioned Graham Potter as well.
Graham Potter, he said, at Brighton. You can see what he's want to do.
But then even in the podcast,
Bielsa in Leeds.
A couple of weeks ago, I said the same thing to you. He's probably just reiterating what I've already said.
You never said nothing about Graham Potter.
I never said Potter, but I said about Lampard. I said about
Lampard. You said the obvious ones.
I said about Conte at Inter Milan.
Yeah, you said the obvious ones. But he came with something like Potter. I wasn't even thinking of him, but it's true. Graham Potter's coming at Brighton. They used to be a very defensive team. He's changed the whole philosophy. You can see what he's trying to do. And like you said, at Bielsa at Leeds, as soon as he went in there, he
started spying on everyone.
He started spying on everyone. He stamped his authority and his attacking brand of football. You know what they're... With Emery, nobody knows today.
No
I don't even think he knows.
I don't know anything.
Do you think he'll play Ozil on Saturday?
I don't know. Something's going to wind me up in that team selection. I know it already.
I can see him leaving Ozil out, you know.
I can see him leaving Tierney out.
Away from home.
If he leaves Tierney out, I'm going to go mad. Because why was he playing Thursday?
I wonder if Bellerin will play.
Wednesday. Well, yeah, because he was left out of the side.
Yeah.
So, but this is Emery to a T. He will play Bellerin. We'll look at the team sheet and we'll go, Bellerin's back. Yes. Tierney's on the bench. He does one thing. All the time, he does something that just makes you go, why have you done that? And then you've done that. You've gone and just flipped. Do you know what I mean? It's like the game against Wolves. we were like, Ozil starting, Aubameyang starting, Lacazette starting, Pepe's on the bench. Do you know what I mean? You're just sitting there like, what are you doing? And then what was the substitute he made while we're chasing the game? I'm going to take Tierney off and bring Kolasinac on. Saka on, sorry. You know what I mean? It's winding me up. Do you know what I mean? No one knows what he's going to... there's going to be one selection on Saturday that's going to piss us off. And the thing is as well, he won't be there. Xhaka's gone in January. Right?
What if he's played? Do you think...
He won't. Not involved. Won't play. Absolutely no chance.
How do you know?
I just know. End of. It's done. Right?
The inside information.
He's going back to Germany, possibly in January.
Who told you that?
I have my sources. All right.
What's that? The Daily Mirror or the Sun or something?
HP. But Ceballos is injured. Yeah. All right. That makes Emery's selection even more easier to make. But he's still going to get it wrong.
It wouldn't surprise me if he does some madness. You heard what I said before.
I reckon before the season's out, we're going to see an outfield player in goal. He don't know what he's doing. He just does the most random stuff.
I want to see the normal back. I don't know if Bellerin will be fit. If Bellerin is fit,
I want to see him all back.
Is it the game to throw him in? Harvey Barnes. Is it Harvey Barnes? The Barnes guy plays some really good down the wing. Vardy, is that the game to be coming back into? I'm not sure, but if he is fit and he's up to speed,
I want to see a full team.
Bellerin, Tierney, Luiz, Socrates in front of them, Torreira and Guendouzi.
Yep.
Right, or even Torreira and Chambers.
No, Torreira,
two holding players.
Torreira and Guendouzi, because Guendouzi gives that bit of drive as well.
And then in front of them, right, Mesut Ozil with the front three of Pepe, Lacazette and Aubameyang. Pepe and Aubameyang have to help out a bit, but you've got that two-man screen at the back, and why don't we try and go and stamp our authority?
Our strongest 11.
Why don't we try and stamp our authority on a team for once?
Yeah,
right?
That is one of our strongest 11s.
Yeah, and that 11's available to play if he wants to.
But he won't. He'll do something. I told you. He will.
We could be like... I can see that midfield like Willock, Saka, Torreira's that number 10.
You know it already, don't you? I can't wait to watch your road trip. I can't wait to the end. You know what part I'm waiting for? You know the end part I'm waiting for? The part of that whole road trip I'm waiting for the most.
We're gonna do.
No, we're not. You need to do reverse psychology, change it. We're not gonna do this, and then we might win.
Oh my god! Let's touch on the what you just mentioned there earlier about obviously there's been it has been a little bit toxic, around recently. Not as toxic as it was under Wenger and stuff like towards the end, but with the recent events of Xhaka. There was a program, was it Sunday Supplement that was on Sky the other day, John Cross from The Mirror and I forgot the name of the other guy there's a few journalists on it.
Yeah, one from The Sun.
And
ironic.
I'm not sure if he was from The Sun. I think
there was one on there from The Sun.
The one who was having a go, I think, from The Telegraph, and they were... And first of all, let me say, right, they're entitled to have their opinion. People are like getting all, imagine... Still... entitled to their opinion.
He's the diplomatic one.
They're entitled to have.
They're entitled to their opinion.
No, you have your opinion.
Yeah, but you know what?
So they're entitled to have their opinion
up their arse.
No.
Because they're the biggest bunch of hypocrites going, especially John Cross. You're all right when you're sitting there on AFTV, and then as soon as you're away from it, you're sitting there going, oh, Smithers. That's what you are. He's one of the worst within the actual media. I couldn't give a shit about none of them because they're the worst. Look at the media and the way they treat Raheem Sterling. For a starter. And you want to sit there and talk about fans. They know nothing about clubs. What do they know? They get given tickets to go to games. They go and sit in their nice little media thing, right, where they're all nice and warm. And then they go and sit in their little section with their little TVs and everything. And then when the game's finished, they're not emotionally attached to that team, the game, what happened. They'll walk away. They'll go back into their nice little warm room and they'll sit there and they'll have their free drinks and everything else. While us lot, who are paid hundreds of pounds, some thousands, depend wherever you come from or over the world, right, are hurt, deeply affected by results. You know, people have weekends ruined by results. You're emotionally and physically and like everything's invested. They don't know nothing. You're trying to tell us how we should react. The media are the worst. Go and look at the stories.
We're media. We're media as well.
Yeah, but listen, I'm not. I'm not media. I represent my fucking self. Fuck that shit, right? And listen, let me tell you something. No, because I'm not having that yet. Because the thing is, right, is that them. Look at all the reports that they put in papers. Look at all the stuff. Remember all the reports that they used to put in the papers about Wenger and all the things they were saying.
You're defending Wenger now.
No. But I'm saying they were saying the same things that the fans are saying. Right? So it's all right for you to do it because you know what the problem is? It's because you're not the go-to anymore. People don't wait for a Sunday morning and go down to the local shop and pick up the papers no more. People still do it, but no one goes there to see what you've got to say about the game. You're not the only people no more. You've been overtaken by fan cams. You've been overtaken by average, normal, everyday people off the street, like myself, like Troops, like people that you would never normally give the time of day for. We would never get within media and their kind of world. And now people are listening to what we've got to say, not John Cross. They don't want to listen to you waffling on and all your bullshit. They want to listen to Troops or me or Claude or Ty. Or if you go to United Stand, they want to listen to what Flex has got to say or Goldbridge has got to say or anything. Or you go to Red Men TV, they want to listen to what Paul's got to say and all them kind of things. This fan channel's all over the Premier League, Championship, League One. I've seen the fan cams at MK Dons. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's doing it because fans finally have a voice and are allowed to speak and they don't like it. Do you know what I mean? You're trying to sit there and say that we can't go to a stadium and boo a player if we don't like his performance or something. Right or wrong, who are you to tell us what we can do when we pay our money to go and watch our team? Who are you? But yet you can go and write in your tabloid about Xhaka's a disgrace, Xhaka's this, Xhaka's that. What gives you the right to say what you want to say, but we can't? No. We're all in agreement that the abuse that you get in terms of cancer and your wife being abused and that, disgusting, disgraceful. There's no place for it. But how do you even know there are Arsenal fans doing it? Do you remember when Rashford missed a penalty and all these people were turning around and being racist towards him? Sorry, I spat on head. And then do you remember when Tammy Abrahams got all the racial online abuse and everything else? How do you know they're Chelsea fans? How do you know that they're Man United fans and not just trolls sitting there in a dark room somewhere with their dial-up Wi-Fi and just absolutely ripping into people? Why should you all be tarred with that same brush? Should I start criticising Flex and Goldbridge because some Man United fans have gone on and called Rashford derogatory racist names? No, because it's not them. Do you know what I mean? So why should we be targeted or blamed because someone said something about Xhaka's child or his wife? We never did that. And I've even had people saying we fuel that. What do you mean we fuel that? How do we fuel that? How? Do I go on there? I fucking stick up for Xhaka more than anyone.
That's
but
true.
Does anyone actually go on there?
I remember you used to get stick.
For sticking up for him.
The funny thing is, you used to get a lot of grief for sticking up for Xhaka. Even off me, I'll be like,
do you know what I mean?
I come here on this show and I'll be winding you out every week because you're always backing Xhaka.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is at the end of the day, get used to it. Fan channels are here and they're not going anywhere. All right? Because the only people that are dying out are the media. People like John Cross.
Jeez, I wanted to do it in an articulate way.
Will you do that? I'll do it my way.
It's too late now.
I couldn't give a shit.
Oh my God, man. That's
time, innit? Let us know in the comment section what you think. All the links for all the show are in the description.
I was like, let me articulate it back in a... Well, ain't even worth it now.
He's on the phone in a minute, John. Listen, there's a podcast coming out later. Yeah, ignore it.
Listen, the one thing I would say, right, is that I wouldn't have articulated it exactly how you did, right? But you're right. Why doesn't our ordinary fan, John Cross and the other guy, after saying all the things they did say, they then went on to slate off Xhaka, slate off the manager, say you should go, everything.
That we say.
I'm like, hold on a minute. So you're saying that fans are not allowed to say it, only you. And I respect journalists and I respect the media. My brother works, I've said it many a times, he's very high up in the media, right? Does brilliantly. And I saw how hard he worked to become a journalist when we were younger. You know, he's all the studying he did and everything like that. He's higher than John Cross on a level, right? So, you know, I'm serious, and this is not belittling John Cross, right?
Shots fired.
And and even those guys, I respect guys like John Cross and that, because you don't get to the position they're in, right? You don't get to the position they're in without putting it in. They've done, to get.
I wonder what they
hold on before you start, right? They've worked hard to get where they are, but I do just look at it and say, even though I looked at that Sunday supplement, and you look at the format of that. You know, some middle-aged old men sitting around a table, right, with a couple of croissants there discussing football. And there's a place for that.
Might as well be discussing Brexit.
Hold on. There's a place for that, and that's cool. But there's also a whole other world of football fans out there that want to discuss football on YouTube, want to discuss football on Instagram, on all different platforms. And if you ignore these things, right, you know what? I was at YouTube this morning, right? And I was giving a talk at YouTube to a load of
journalists,
not journalists. It's to a load of companies, right? And somebody afterwards, they were asking sort of general questions. Somebody was asking me about this KSI Logan Paul fight, right? And what do I think of it? And again, I'm saying that with the box, you know, there's been a bit of uproar in boxing, you know. I can understand it. Some of the boxers are saying, you know, how can you have these guys come along and, you know, they're pay-per-view and they're fighting and they're going to get, you know, get all this money and stuff like that. It's not right. And we've been grinding for years. And I understand that. But you also have to learn from it. I think that boxing has to learn from what KSI and Logan Paul have done. Basically, what they've done, they've built huge audiences. Yeah? And that is why they've been able to pull off this fight, because they don't need Sky, they don't need all these media channels and that to be able to put this fight on, because they built their own platforms. So the learning for boxing should be, you know what, maybe we need to start doing this with our fighters. When we get a fighter, obviously we work on him in the ring and everything like that, but maybe we need to get a social media expert who works on building up his social media profile. That means that when we got a fight on, we can promote it on his channel and we can promote it on his Instagram. And that's the learning from this. The same with channels like us, fan channels and that. You may not like what we do, but instead of just criticizing us and coming with these ridiculous things about it's us that's whipped it up, right? Ignoring all the times when we're there at absolutely every single game, win, lose or draw, when the team's doing brilliantly and fans like, you know, DT are coming on week in, week out, backing Xhaka, getting criticised for it, right? They don't see that. They just see, you know, and to pin that Xhaka thing on us was disgraceful, right? It was disgraceful, right? Because we've not whipped up that people are going to be going and saying things about Xhaka online, those disgusting things that you said. And we're not the only platform either. It's not just AFTV. You got Twitter, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got Reddit, you got WhatsApp. All of these places where people go and discuss football on, not just us.
And the pub.
We're not even a tenth of what all those things are. So what are you talking about? So instead, why not learn from the new modern way of doing things in the media? You know, and if you hate social media so much, why have you got a Twitter account? You know, shut those Twitter accounts and all those things off and just stick to your newspaper. It's very, very hypocritical. But listen, as I said,
he hates us.
They are entitled to their... I always look on it like this. They are entitled to their opinion. We are disruptors in the business. And when you're a disruptor, you have to expect this. You're disrupting an industry that has always been one way. And some people ain't going to like it. I suppose, you know, we're taking away a lot of, you know, we're taking away a bit of what they used to. They've still got a big audience, but we're taking away maybe some of that. They don't like it. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't like it if, like, you know, overnight something came in. You know, I'm going to fight for what I've got as well. But you know what? The difference with me, though, is that I always look and try and learn instead of just immediately just coming out, they're all ranters. And nah. That's why you're not going to get nowhere, because you're not looking deeper into this whole thing. But anyway, we come to the end of the podcast today. Don't forget, let us know what you think about the atmospheres at stadiums. Go in, right? Look at the link. Go over there and comment on 888 Sport. The atmosphere at stadium, that's a whole nother debate. That really is. What's going to happen this weekend? You know what? I'd so love for Unai Emery to go over there and just pull off a big win. I really would, man. I do feel a bit sorry for him at the moment. And it would be amazing if we could go there and get a big win, and everyone's just like goes into international break saying, well, you know what?
It'd be lovely.
Let's give him a chance,
It'd be lovely.
Let's give him a chance.
To be concluded next week on the podcast.
We'll see. Thanks for watching. Podcasts available on all formats, and we'll be back next week.